We are the Mateja Group of Keller Williams Realty. We enjoy the diverse community that we serve and the lifestyle that Maine has to offer. We'll be talking all things real estate and Maine. Welcome to the Maine Real Estate Show.
What are the keys for sellers right now?
Sellers should always declutter and depersonalize their home. That hasn't changed. I know that people during COVID got away from we don't need to fix this and that because buyers will just overlook that. It's still better to stand out from the crowd. I know that the crowd's lightened. There's not a lot of inventory, but decluttering and depersonalizing. So you're already going to be moving. So getting some of that stuff packed up, throw it away, organize it at least. Closets, some of the space we see basements that are just chocked with stuff, or closets full of things, garages where you can't even get the cars in. I mean, that's my own home. But at least have it organized or start to pare down because you're going to be moving it somewhere anyway. Put it in storage if you're going to keep it, throw it away, donate it. There's always different means of, parting with stuff and then depersonalize. So we're selling to our sellers that we want to sell to a buyer, that we want a buyer to walk into your home and picture themselves, not all of your pictures and, personal items and stuff that then might turn them away or have them focus on you and not the space and how beautiful it looks and how well you've decorated, to have something on the wall that distracts them or, in the way so that they trip over and get hurt, or something breaks and then, buyer and seller are not too happy with each other. So that's for starters. And then it's pricing it right. We want to price it such that it attracts enough people that they'll make an offer, not too high in hopes that, I hope I get this number. We talk about, have you ever been to an auction? Well, we can't really underprice in this market. We have to price still so that we don't want to go too low, such that there's, hundreds of showings and then it's just people are getting upset because only one person can buy it. But you want to be kind of middle of the pack or up a little bit, and then know that your house could sell 10% higher than we listed it for. It's all going to come from the activity. And then it's all about timing. Don't try to, you don't want to list your home on a weekends. Let's try to list it earlier in the week so we can get that marketing ability, and then hold showings maybe to end of the week, weekends. Definitely want to get weekend showings because some sellers are coming from out of state or have busy schedules and are traveling. So we want to leave open the weekends. We're seeing a lot of open houses coming. And then again, do you want an offer deadline or not? The risk there is you wait for a deadline and then people can see multiple homes and then they only want to make an offer on one, or they get discouraged because they see 50, 60 showings on a property and, I don't know if I can compete. And the flip side is no deadline. Someone could come in with an offer and just say I want to know about my offer right now. And you take that, we could have got a few more showings and loads more offers. You might miss out. So, that's where we're discussing. You have options. We're fiduciaries. So we're setting the table to say, guiding and advising you, here are your options. What would you like to do? Here's the consequences, good and or bad. Here's what could happen as a result. What would you like to do? And we strategize. It's a team effort. Again, we're guiding, but ultimately the seller decides and makes the decision on how they would like to go to market.
Yeah. And I love that point you brought up about options. I think that's the biggest thing, we can do right now is provide those options to help sellers get comfortable. But when it comes to things like offer deadlines versus just leaving things open, are you advising clients one way or the other right now?
It's property dependent. Everybody has a different reason, right? So it all depends on where they're going, what time they need to be there. If they have, they're open, their options are open, better to have a deadline. That way, okay, I've given everybody the equal opportunity to get there. The last thing you'd want to do is say you list on a Wednesday, someone can show it on Thursday and they make an offer and you accept it. Well, what about the person that Friday, Saturday, Sunday? And it's kind of you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you set a deadline, at least you give everybody an equal shot at the Thursday showings, the Friday showings, Saturday. Some of them see each other coming and going. Sure. Yes, then you create this hysteria and it creates sort of an auction effect. It could deter some buyers from entering this, auction, blind bid on a home. Yet at the same time, there's going to be people that said, I just can't make it until Saturday. Well, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. I don't know if Saturday's off, the person showing it will be the great offer. I'd rather know. I'd rather give the opportunity and wait. And buyers kind of expect that anyway.
Okay, good. And so you mentioned decluttering is something people should be doing. We get a lot of questions and I know you get them all the time.
Yeah.
Should I make any repairs? Should I change anything? Should I take on any projects? What is your advice there?
So I try to keep the spending to a limit, a budget. I don't like to see people put in money into their property that they wouldn't see a return on. It's more of that cleanliness, keeping it looking sharp. So, keeping that return on investment piece is, if you have snags in the carpet, maybe you would replace the carpet. Yeah. Is there something that you could do? Maybe place a piece of furniture, just disclose, like we could give a credit knowing that the price is going to go up anyway. Yeah. I think it's more touching up walls with the paint, making it clean, give it a professional cleaning to clean up the house so it presents well. Yeah. A buyer walking into your home feeling that and smelling that cleanliness knows, well, then they took care of their heating system and their plumbing and et cetera. They service their heating system. So, that being said, that goes a long way. If there are minor repairs, it wouldn't hurt to consult with, your agent. I would suggest a handy person that just touches up a few things, just not go overboard. Like I wouldn't replace, doorknobs and stuff unless they're loose, just tighten them. I wouldn't go and replace all hardware, scratches on the floor. People will probably, maybe get a runner. I wouldn't go and resand and refinish all of your floors, let's say.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, the house needs to, it's been lived in. You can't hide the fact it's been lived in, but you can touch it up.
But every home has a different picture and what we want to portray. So depending on, the luxury side or a first time home buyer, there's going to be folks, which I say to sellers, there's going to be folks that will come in and want to put their own finishing touches on your home. So let's leave it to that. If you go and do this, we want to be neutral. We don't want to have you go and completely redo, flooring and a bathroom to hope that someone likes it.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then last question on that is, and one we constantly hear is, where would I go next? And, how am I going to sell this and move?
Yep.
What are some of the things you're doing to work with your sellers to help make sure you can manage the fact they've got to sell and buy and coordinate?
So they're always in the driver's seat. That's what we advise, right? Here's your options. We're letting them know that a buyer can make an offer to you and you can accept, reject, counter offer. So you're always in control until you sign. You haven't agreed to anything. So you can change the close date. There's now opportunities, and we saw this during COVID, is the rent back. So remember, buyers are likely coming from a rental or, because we're not seeing as many contingent sales, but they have a home already. They may be able to extend that versus you're the bricks and mortar that they're looking for. They will purchase your home and then offer you a rent back opportunity. Stay in your home 30, 60, plus days at a rate that we can both agree to, so that you have some time to look for your next home and not be homeless, or you have a lot of stuff and you're like, well, where does it go? I don't want to move twice. There's rent back options.